onto the snow. Nobody's saying that, right? All right. My name is Oswaldo Mestri, and I'm the Director of Citizen Services for the City of Buffalo. Just want to thank everyone for jumping on board with our weekly block chats that we do in conjunction with the Board of Block Clubs and also with other community-based organizations. We have been doing this since the pandemic, and we thought it fit to continue to keep doing it. They hear from what community members um, are saying and how we could share information with community members. And we've shared information on a slew of different topics, whether it be health related, COVID related, employment related, human services, social services. We've heard some fun things. We've talked about food insecurities. We've talked about many different things. But more so, we focused on what's going on in the neighborhoods and how we can help residents in the community and how we can also learn from them. And so I'm proud to say with my staff here, we're just excited to make sure that we are pressing on. If you have a speaker in mind, if you have a topic in mind, let us know. We're going to go out there and make sure that we can provide that. In fact, today's speakers today, very timely. We're talking about the offerings from the city of Buffalo and Buffalo Urban Renewal in terms of resources for residents in the community. Many of you have heard a lot of dollars that are coming into our community in terms of helping with homeowners assistance and many different aspects of that. And so we have two great speakers here that's going to walk through different types of programs that we're offering to residents in the community. And we're going to try to make it as easy as we can. We do know that dollars will come in from federal government. There's always these little regulations and red tape here and there, but we want to make sure, we want to try to demystify that. And I can't think of two other people who can walk you through that and kind of demystify all of that to say, hey, if you're qualified for this, let's make sure that you're a part of that. And I think that's very, very important. Um, a lot of things have gone on within these past couple of weeks. We've celebrated. If how many know? I didn't see too many people. I wasn't here, but the Puerto Rican and Hispanic Day Parade went on. It was a lot of fun. People were out in the community celebrating. It's always a special time in terms of Buffalo celebrating different people's cultures and different people's pride in terms of who they and where they are at. And I think that was just a great weekend that we've celebrated. It is, listen, it's for those parents or adults who have children, is kind of back to school time. And so Nicole's going to be talking about different resources for parents and those who or acting instead of in terms of parents. There's a lot of different resources, backpacks, and all types of stuff. She's going to talk about that. I want to remind you, and she will, about the Mayor's Reading Rules program. We've been doing this since the mayor was actually a state senator, and that's encouraging literacy with young people and families and reading books. And there's all sorts of prizes and things like that. So please sign up. If you know any young folks during the summer you've been reading, we want people to sign up. I think that's always a great opportunity. And we're going towards the tail end of the Buy Black Business Month, where we are trying to support local businesses or small businesses or those businesses in the African American community and making sure we are pushing information out to that. So just good to see you. Thank you for those folks who said a little shout out. I've been out of commission for about a week. For some reason, I caught this corona. I tested positive again. You know, so be careful. I'm sequestered in my office. Nobody's allowed to come in. I do have my mask here, but just be mindful and be diligent about how we interface with people. I am much better. I want to say thank you to my staff, but let's just be mindful about how we are interfacing with each other. So I'm going to ask Nicole to come on board. Mike, I do hear an echo, and so Nicole.
Welcome, everybody. I apologize if you guys hear any background noise. I am going to try to move through the announcements rather quickly, but giving you guys all the pertinent information that is coming up. Are you guys able to see my screen? Okay, perfect. Let's see. Okay. So as always, just reminding everybody, Stand Up Buffalo is still in effect. So if you are at risk of eviction, or you know somebody that is, and you would like to find out more about financial assistance to those who meet the eligibility requirements, you can call 211 to learn more and apply, or visit standupbuffalo.com. Additionally, as always, there is the Buffalo Police Department behavioral health team for those who may be having trouble coping and are at risk of an imminent mental health crisis. They work in collaboration with Endeavor Health Services to provide on-site screening, assessment, de-escalation, and diversion. So if you want to find out more about this initiative and how it works, you can call the number listed on screen Monday through Friday from 8 to 6. We are always looking for volunteers here through the Division of Citizen Services. If you want to volunteer, you can join the Good Neighbors Network and contact our Save Our Streets coordinator, Mr. Michael Smith, and his information will be provided in the chat during this block chat. We're also accepting applications for AmeriCorps Vistas. So it is a 1-year commitment to serving your community. There are various eligibility requirements, but as well as many benefits to being part of our AmeriCorps family. So for more information on this, you can contact Ms. Malika D. Lee. She is our External Affairs Manager, and her information will be provided in the chat as well. As Oswaldo mentioned, there is the Reading Rules Summer Reading Challenge. So this is coming up on towards the end of this. The end will be Wednesday, August 31st. So it is not too late to submit your summaries and come to the celebration in October as long as you've done that. And there are great prizes for kids to be able to win as long as they can upload 5 or more written book summaries by August 31st. And you can find the registration for this at the city website as well. Just a reminder for the waste drop-off locations for electronic waste, refuse disposal, and yard waste. There are different locations and they are different times as well. So this is listed on the city website as well. And there is no material other than what is listed accepted at each location. There is also the bulk trash schedule. The 2022 fall collection is underway. We are coming up on Lovejoy District. Just a reminder for everyone to put out their trash on that Sunday of the week coming up so that your bulk trash will be collected at some point during that week. As Waldo also mentioned, this is Buffalo Black Business Month. So we are supporting a wide range of businesses, including restaurants, retail, and more. The last day to shop is August 27th, and you can get a Black Business Month stamp card from participating vendors, and you can buy products to receive rewards. So you can enter to where, for instance, to win a pair of tickets to the Bills home opener or other prizes as well. So you can scan that QR code or visit buyblackbuffalo.com. If you are looking to start a block club, you can contact the City of Buffalo and Erie County Board of Block Clubs. I do believe that information is in the chat, or you can email bobcbuffalo@gmail.com. There is a phone number, Facebook, and Instagram, and they respond on all platforms to those who reach out. We encourage everyone to come out and celebrate the District Day. So the B District Community Day will be coming up in partnership with Molina Healthcare. It is a free event aimed at celebrating the community. So you can have fun and make positive connections with the community police officers. There's going to be live entertainment, free food, and raffles. And this particular one is happening at the Pratt Willard CAO Community Center, Saturday, September 10th from 12 to 5. And if you have questions, you can contact the CPO, Mr. Pitts, at the number listed on screen. There is a 7-day meal distribution through the Buffalo Public Schools, 2 days only though, on Tuesday, August 23rd and August 30th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It is only happening at the schools listed on this flyer, but families will receive breakfast and lunch entrees that last for the 7 days with fresh produce and dairy items. And so lets you know on those 2 Tuesdays you can only go from 9 to 11, and it is for any child 18 years of age and younger. So this will be posted on our city website as well, just for those who may need it. There are various backpack giveaways and back to school giveaways. So starting August 27th, 10 to 2, there is one happening at the 4th annual Johnny B. Wiley on Jefferson. Sunday, August 28th, there's the back to school giveaway at the Martha Mitchell Community Center. These are, of course, all free to attend. September 3rd, there's the back to school event at Oasis Hair and Beauty. And then the last one will be September 10th at MLK Park, directly behind MLK School. And this is going to also include performances, bounce houses, concessions, and more, as well as haircuts for students who may need it. There additionally will be Passport to Success, which is another back to school giveaway, August 30th. This one's going to include free hairstyles for girls and free haircuts for young men. So you can, for this one, call to sign up and you receive a slot. And this is going to be on Jefferson Avenue as well from 1 to 4 and sponsored by the Buffalo Urban League.
Would I qualify for like a young man haircut? I don't know. I think I might need one.
Oh my gosh. So continuing, there is a number of events also happening this weekend. So there's the Jefferson Avenue Block Party. The Funk Fest is happening tonight, Friday, August 26th from 5 to 10 between Utica and Glenwood. And there's going to be music, dancing, and vendors. There is the Healing the Community event happening August 27th at New Hope Baptist Church. This is on Genesee Street. There's going to be bounce house, games, book bag and food giveaway, prizes and giveaways as well. And so they're calling this a family fun day and jump rope competition. As well as on Sunday, there will be a music and art celebration with live performances, art exhibitions, installations, and curated talks. And this is starting at 2 p.m. at the Buffalo Central Terminal as well. As well as coming up is the Trinidad Neighborhood Community Day. This is Saturday, September 3rd from 12 to 4 in the Trinidad Park Shelter Building. There will be food, refreshments, fun activities, information, and more with sponsored by many different organizations. So we're really encouraging everybody to come out and support this Trinidad Neighborhood Community Day. As well as there's still continuing events happening at the Broderick Park, Healing by the Water. So still every Thursday and Sunday up until September 29th. There's live bands, foods, vendors, and healing-centered activities still going on. Just reminding everybody that COVID is still prevalent. You can still receive COVID testing, as well as vaccination information on our city website, COVID-19 at buffalony.gov. And if it is still presenting a challenge for you, or you just need some emotional support, you can reach out to the New York Project Hope, sponsored by the Buffalo Urban League, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Or email projecthope@buffalourbanleague.org. And of course, it is free, anonymous, and confidential to do so. So if you do not follow us on social media, we do encourage you to do so. We do have a Facebook at Buffalo Citizen Services where we post a majority of our information and reshare the events that are happening, as well as different events that we are hosting. We have an Instagram at Buffalo 311, and we do have a 311 call and response center page at Buffalo 311. And if you do not follow the mayor, please follow him on Facebook at Mayor Byron Brown and on Instagram at Mayor Byron Brown 716. And so at this time, I'm going to bring up my colleague, the Save Our Streets coordinator, Mr. Michael Smith, to talk to you a little bit about the Clean Sweep program.
Thank you, Nicole. As she mentioned, my name is Michael Smith, and I am the Save Our Streets program coordinator for the city of Buffalo. And it's been my honor and privilege to coordinate this program this year and last year. We have just concluded our 19th Clean Sweep of this season in the Lovejoy district this past Wednesday, and that has brought our total of residential properties visited to over 3,000. And given the amazing notes that our dedicated partners have provided me, we have engaged with over 500 residents directly answering their problem or, responding to their problems and offering them the services that they need. So I can't say enough how amazing the team that we go out with every week is and their dedication to volunteerism and serving the communities of Buffalo. Not only that, but our city departments as well, our public works teams at this point have removed over 80 tons of debris from the city of Buffalo, which is by no means a small feat. Those guys are working very hard in the heat throughout the summer, and they deserve our accolades as well. Next week, we're going to be heading back into the North District to take care of about 260 residential properties. It's a pretty high priority area. We worked closely with the councilman's office in order to find out where we were needed the most, along, of course, with the leadership of Mayor Brown and Director Mestry. Also, I want to put on everybody's calendar who's on this call today. Our first financial wellness taking it to the streets pop-up event is scheduled for September 7th, which is the Wednesday after next. We plan to have to serve all of the social determinants of health. So there's going to be a lot of financial and economic wellness partners, health and human services partners, public safety partners, and all of the above, along with activities for people of all ages. It's going to be at Perkins Park, which used to be Woodlawns Park. That's 347 East Ferry Street, Buffalo, New York. Look forward to seeing everyone there. And if you have any questions or any suggestions as to who also might be relevant and benefit the community, please feel free to reach out to myself, Michael Smith, or my colleague Ron Dixon, and I'm excuse me, and I'm going to put his information in the chat. Thank you again for this time and all that everybody here does for the community and for coming on as a Black Chat. And with that, I will pass it to Director Mestry. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for the updated information. If you know of any vendors or folks, this is our combination of doing a financial and community wellness power pop-up. We started those series last year and want to give a shout out to those block clubs. And we had a visitor who was working with us, Ellen, Miss Ellen Harvey, who was working very closely and helped put the framework of putting that together, again, along with the block clubs. We hope to have an immediate impact. I think we have about 20, 25, almost close to 30 vendors. When I say vendors, I would love to tell you today, I want to tell people, yeah, they have some wealth and monies and things, but it's ways for you to be empowered, right? Make sure that you're being connected in the community. If you're a homeowner, if you're a renter, making sure that you are building financial wealth within a particular community. And so we're going to be working with people. If you're interested in coming and you're somewhere on the east side, and even if you need help in transportation to get there, we're working with some community-based organizations that may be able to pick you up to go in there. We're having it in a park-like environment. We're doing this in conjunction with the Buffalo Police Department and the NET team. And so we're excited about that. They do a series of taking it back to the streets. And so we're combining and leveraging our efforts in that respect too, and working again with many different city agencies and community-based agencies. And guess what? We're going to feed people. Okay, which is an important thing. And we're also going to have some healthy food options for individuals too, not just food, maybe able to, put up a community garden or some type of things in that community too. So excited about that. We're planning to do 3. We may pop up and do a 4th one. And so stay tuned for that too. Big shout out to my good friend and Julia, and she had the first anniversary for E for All. If you don't know about E for All, in terms of working with people who have great ideas, just need a place to incubate that and kind of walk them through that process. It's a tremendous organization, and I had the opportunity of speaking there. A lot of good energy. So I just wanted to shout them out. And I'm going to now introduce our two speakers. A lot offerings in terms of from the city of Buffalo and from the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency. Um, two people that I do know in different capacities. When I first came to City Hall, Joanne was one of those faces that warned me and said, "Hey, this is how things work," and she continues to be there as a great resource in the community. Pam, who is a guru in terms of understanding about housing related issues, but also programming, and somebody that I've known in the community. I'm going to let them do their tag team thing, but I think there's a lot of great information. So, Joanne and Pamela, you're up next.
Thank you, Director Mestry. Can everybody hear me?
We can.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Pam and I are here to present a brief overview of programs available to the residents of the city of Buffalo. The information we share today is just an introduction to the programs. And if you're interested and believe you can qualify or want to share this information, we encourage you to contact one of our partners for more detailed information on how to learn more and apply for available program offerings. Oops. Okay, the city of Buffalo is awarded various funds from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and it's commonly known as HUD. The city of Buffalo and the Office of Strategic Planning are responsible to submit various plans and reports to outline what activities and projects will be the funds will be spent on and to whom the funds will be given. It's important to remember that HUD sets the rules that the city and BURA must follow. For example, the funds must benefit low to moderate income people. We can't change this regulation. We just have to follow those regulations among many others. So again, we have to follow the regulations set by HUD. The City of Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency, along with our neighborhood partners, are tasked to administer the programs and funds. And the funds we administer are not limited to these, but these are the ones that we're dealing with now. Community Development Block Grant, better known as CDBG. Community Development Block Grant CARES Act, that's new, and it deals with COVID. So that's CDBG-CV. Lead hazard reduction, home investment partnerships, our home program. Oops. City of Buffalo is divided into 35 planning areas. And fortunately, we have 4 real great community-based organizations that are assigned to service the residents residing in these areas. The 4 site offices are kind of like our branch, just like a bank has. We have branches out in the city. It's important to remember that no applications are taken down here at City Hall. The initial contact must be made at the CBO site. This arrangement makes it easier for residents to visit a neighborhood office and meet with the staff who are very versed and very knowledgeable of the programs. They're very talented, knowledgeable of the program's policy and procedures, and they offer one-on-one service. So they will work with you to explain the programs, help you gather the information, and complete the application. I'd like to introduce you to our community partners. It's Old First Ward, Mad Urban, Heart of the City Neighborhoods, and University District CDA. I'll talk about Belmont in a minute. As block clubs and neighborhood stakeholders, you might already be familiar with these agencies that have worked out in the community for years. These organizations serve as the initial contact for the programs. They meet with clients, work with BURA staff for clearance reports, review paperwork to support eligibility, and they submit the full applications to the program and administrator, which is the Belmont Housing Resources of Western New York. So they're our 5th, right down here, they're our 5th partner. Belmont conducts a review of the paperwork for income eligibility, prepares work specifications, bid out the program, conducts low the loan closings and also provides oversight for the work to be done. I'm kind of shrinking this all down for this review. It takes weeks sometimes to get things going, so everybody plays a vital role and they're very important community partners. These are our community partners, and the CBOs are responsible to market and conduct outreach for the programs. They're tasked with reaching out, especially to the underserved and most vulnerable populations of minorities, the elderly, disabled, single parent households, and households directly impacted by COVID. Examples of outreach conducted by these agencies include hosting workshops, distributing program information at local businesses, libraries, farmer markets, and neighborhood and community events. They also post to their website and various other social media sites. Additionally, this is a big thing we want to say, groups are available to meet with your block club or attend a block club sponsored event to share program information. And right here, these are examples of our partners going out in the community. And you'll notice in some of the pictures, they have the masks on. We never shut down. We continue to provide much needed services and programs to the residents throughout the period of COVID. Program eligibility. This is a thumbnail shot. I mean, it's just, we boiled it down to these, but again, once you meet with CBO partners, they'll explain these items in detail. Every person who applies for assistance, the property has to be located within the city of Buffalo. You have to own the home. Name must be listed on the deed. You must meet household income guidelines. Remember I said the HUD rule in the beginning? As previously stated, the programs must benefit low to moderate persons' households. Outstanding obligations will not entirely preclude you from applying for assistance. You will have to set up a payment plan. What that means is once you apply or once you meet with your CBO partner, they'll notify us that, hey, Miss Johnson over on Abbott wants to apply. They'll submit a form for you and they'll say, okay, can you check to make sure their obligations to the city are up to date, meaning the taxes, water, sewer, they don't owe any outstanding tickets. But again, if you have a problem with that, they will guide you to say, okay, these are the people you have to, or the department you have to contact in order to set up a payment plan that you'll ultimately hopefully be able to apply to. Again, with the home ownership, if there's a problem that you're not aware of, and after they review it, someone realizes that there's other people on the deed that they passed, it can also refer you to like a legal services that may be able to help you address that issue and get you a clean deed. The other thing that's key, there's no way around it, you have to provide documents. Applicants must submit what we call source documents. That's proof to support information listed in the application. For example, wage statements to support income reported. So if you say there's 5 people in your household, 3 people are contributing to the household income, you have to prove that to their benefit. Oftentimes, that's the delay in the program. People only give 1 or 2 documents. Once you meet with your CPI partner and they give you a list of things that they want, you really have to stay on top of it and deliver those documents in order for them to be able to take the application down to Belmont. One of our first programs, and its most popular program, is the Emergency Assistance Program. And that assistance is available to address only one emergency item. Income eligible household must have owned and occupied the structures for 1 year preceding applying for assistance. This program is not good for people who acquired a property in as-is condition. So, hey, you got a great price for a property and you come to us, we cannot help you with the property under this program, under the Emergency Assistance Program. Again, it's only to address one item. Sometimes our neighborhood partners can identify other funds to address a condition allowing this homeowner to participate in the emergency program, meaning someone has a leaky roof, our CBO partners go out, they know that there's a leaking roof, yes, but there's also problems with the porch. They cannot address the leaking roof until the porch is addressed. So sometimes, as I said, not always, the CBO partners can deliver with other sources of funds to address the first problem, which is the porch, and then we come in and address the emergency roof. Sometimes in the winter, when identified by our partners in BURA, we attempt to prioritize applications, meaning we'll rush applications for assistance, especially dealing with assistance for people dealing with heating situations, especially seniors and families during the winter season. So again, the CBO, if you tell them it's a rush, the CBO will mark it, and once it's delivered, it still has to go through the process. It still make a little time, but they do try to prioritize it and rush it. Funds are available as full conditional grants, partial conditional grants, and no interest loans based on the household income of the application. When you first go to the CBO, they're not going to be able to tell you what how your loan is set up. It comes after all the income is reviewed, and at the loan closing, they'll go into detail about the terms. And a conditional grant means you have to meet certain conditions in order for it to be forgiven after a certain amount of time. Okay, we do have rehab programs. These programs offer a little bit more funds to address more items other than a one emergency condition. So they'll assist people with needed repairs. Now, for example, for the 50/50 loan program, the applicant must identify and contribute 50% of the program costs. These programs also have to address repairs and lead-based paint hazard measures associated with these repairs. So again, there's a cap on how much money is available, and you're bringing 50% of that cap. So let's say it's $50,000. You have to identify 25,000, and the city will come up with the 50,000. Most of the time, this is used to address conditions in the home. So we're not looking to upgrade and provide you with a beautiful kitchen or a brand new bathroom. These are still things that have to be addressed, and ultimately the home has to be brought up to housing code quality standard, or HQS. The target and focus loan program, that's a little targeted. It's available for owner occupants residing on or around an identified target area. And again, we'll assist with homeowners with needed repairs. The target focus area is identified. We have a bunch of streets. What we like to do is we like to follow up investments that the city of Buffalo have made. So let's say sometimes you see those senior projects funded by Home springing up on the corner, brand new building, beautiful units available. We'll follow up and try to identify properties and streets around that it may be looking for assistance. So again, it's a targeted approach we do. First time home buyers, this is a great program. It assists with closing costs and down payment assistance. The person has to qualify for a mortgage loan with a mortgage financing institution. Property must be in good condition. The homeowner or the potential homeowner must attend home buyer education, both workshops and individual counseling. And why we want you to do that is we want to make sure we prepare you to own the home. So it's a huge investment, but in the end, it pays great dividends with you being a homeowner. If you're interested in this, we encourage you to get your mortgage product or a pre-approval, then go to the CBO, because it does take a few weeks to get the paperwork in order. So you don't want to approach the CBO or reach out to the CBO a week before closing, because it's not going to happen. The thing I want to push with this is, as we said before, we have the 35 planning communities, and we have the 4 CPI groups that are assigned to a certain service area. You can go anywhere within the city of Buffalo. So let's say you're buying in North Buffalo, but you work over on the west side. You can go to the CBO that services the west side of Buffalo. So again, you can work with any CPI partner, regardless of where you live or the location of the house to be purchased. Now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Pam Jackson.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having us this afternoon. My name is Pam Jackson. I am the program manager for the CDBG CV program, which is the Community Development Block Grant for COVID-19. This program is designed for small mom and pop landlords and homeowners to assist with any safety hazards that may be found in the home. As Joanne mentioned, we are partnered with Belmont Housing, and Belmont will come out to the home and assess the areas that may be of concerns and address those issues with the contractors that we have hired to do the work on these particular properties. This program is basically designed to assist those that have underlying health conditions and are considered at high risk of catching COVID or having COVID in the past. And the underlying health conditions can also consist of high blood pressure, COPD, um, heart any heart conditions or um, anything that you're seeing a physician for to be treated could be, and those issues can put you at a greater risk of catching COVID. Um, these they will be addressed by these repairs in the homes, for instance, furnace, hot water tanks, any water infiltration, any mold in the home. We know that COVID is a respiratory virus, so those safety issues may cause an individual in your family or yourself to, put you at risk for catching COVID. And this program is not just for landlords; it's also for homeowners as well. So the lead hazard program, Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency has identified two targeted areas, and that would be the Schiller Park and the Upper West Side area. We are looking for homes that were built before 1978. They have children in the homes that are 6 years and younger. Um, there can either be a child in a home that is a visiting child, meaning that if you are taking care of a niece or a nephew or a grandchild, and they're visiting your house at least 6 hours a week. Um, this would be one of the qualifications for the program. If there's someone in your home that is pregnant or expecting a child, this too would also be one of the requirements that would make you eligible for this program. Again, as Joanne mentioned previously, the CDBG and CV program are based on your income, and you have to meet certain general requirements for the assistance of this program. With the lead hazard program, again, we would send our partners out, Belmont Housing, and they would do a risk assessment on your property to identify areas that are of concern. After they have done that, they will then send a lead risk assessor out to your home to identify those areas. They will run a test, and once those tests have come back, those tests will be sent to a lab, and the information is then sent back to myself. I will review the file and all of the documentation that Joanne mentioned previously to determine if the home is eligible to move forward in getting the repairs done. And as Joanne mentioned early you would do your initial intake with the CBO that's in your community. You can also call 311 and file a complaint if you feel that you have lead in your home. I'm going to turn this back over to my partner, Joanne.
Good afternoon, Joanne. It's Director McCray, if I may.
Oh, absolutely.
Good afternoon, Citizen Services. Good afternoon, everyone. Just want to recognize and thank our partners in the Division of Citizen Services, Director Oswaldo Mestre, Michael T.A. Smith and Nicole Brown, also Malika Lee and Ms. Ellen Harvey Harris for all of your support and encouragement. We can't leave out Mr. Ron Dixon, who is a member of the BURA, team, but it works closely in citizen services. We are more than excited to be here today and talk about the programs. I just wanted to jump in and say that we have tremendous partners in the community who work in this program, but also who work in other programs with us. At any time you all come in contact with homeowners, especially our seniors, especially single parents, that's single men and single women who have children, please call 311 or have them call 311 so they can be connected to the appropriate agency that's assigned to them. I see that we have some representatives on from our partner organizations, Alyssa from Old First Ward. These folks in the community can help our residents go through what is the application process that does feel a little daunting at times. But the reason for that is these funds are federal funds. We have rules, we have regulations that we have to follow, but one of our ongoing commitments to you all as partners in outreach and to our community agencies is to make sure everyone is supported in translating all of this program gobbledygook into regular layperson speak so that we can get the resources to the folks who need them most, and that is our low to moderate income households across the city. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it back over to Joanne, but I wanted to just say thank you to you all for having us and say hello to many friends and partners who are on here. I see Reverend Frank Bostic took the time to be on, and I see a few others. We thank you all for everything that you do in the community, holding up our residents, holding us up at times as well. If you need us, you know where to find us. But go ahead, Joanne, finish us up.
Well, thank you very much. Before you today now is the list of community partners. They're led by great executive directors as well as great support staff. We also have listed websites. If you like, I can provide this to Nicole Brown and she can get this out to you. Okay, the next steps for anyone that you know, anyone in your block club, you may be residing next to a senior citizen that may be a little lost and they need some assistance to apply for a program. So the next steps is if you're not aware of where you're assigned to, contact 311 for a referral. They have what we call a lookup tool. You give them your address, 35 Brown Street. They're going to put it in. They're going to say, oh, okay, you go to the Old First Ward Community Services. So then what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to your CPI partner. I strongly suggest you just don't pop in yet because some of them are still dealing with COVID and they have restricted hours or they may have restricted areas. So also always reach out and make an appointment. This way, you know, time is set aside exclusively for you. So they'll say, okay, this half hour from 9, be here at 9 and you're going to show up and that's where you're going to meet with them. Once they meet with you or conduct an interview over the phone, they're going to provide you with a checklist. It's so important to gather all the necessary paperwork. It's key because they in turn have to have that in order for the application to be submitted to Belmont. So you don't want any delays. You don't want to hand in 2 pieces of proof and lacking 3. You want to go right down that checklist and make sure you have all the necessary paperwork. The last thing is, and the most important thing is, and this is everything in life, always ask questions. If you have no question, stupid or small, always make sure you ask a question so you are comfortable applying for this program. Very few instances, but once in a while we have someone go to the very end, they're all set to sign and they say, I'm too nervous, I don't understand. Ask the questions every step of the way. Ask questions about the contractors, ask questions about the specifications written, ask questions at the loan closing. So again, we encourage you to always ask questions. And the more knowledge you have, you know, the better off you'll be making that determination and also sharing with your family to tell them this is what we're doing and we're getting a new roof out of it. So I want to thank you and Pam and Director McCrae and our great mayor, Byron Brown, for all the programs that they offer and all the guidance they provide to us along the way. Thank you. Any questions?
All right, so the director had to step out for just a moment, so I'll go ahead and leave.
I'm actually.
Oh, he's still here. Okay.
Yeah, I am here. I just want to say thank you to Joanne and thank you to Pam, and in this business, I've been doing this, and when I say business and public service, you try not to have favorites, but I will definitely probably tell you that Director McCray is probably one of my favorites. Don't tell a lot of people that, so she does a lot of great work with her staff, but it's needed work, and I want to say thank you for jumping on board with that. Were there any questions? I know this is a lot of stuff, but both Pam and the BURA staff have always made themselves available, whether it's a phone call, and even if you don't have their number, call 311, we'll patch you into with them. Um, you know, we always talk about regulations, but our job, and I know Director McCray feels this way too, is to get this information to you, but also put you in the right program as we can to kind of demystify all of this. We also know that there are other dollars that are coming in. We know the state has made a commitment to residents on the east side in terms of dollars. And many residents will leverage one over the other or look at that too. And we know that sometimes it can be confusing. That's why there is numbers like 311 and 211 so that we can connect you with the right agencies. A lot of times these agencies are working with multiple funding sources, as Joanne has said. And so, we like to give you the information so you can come armed. The same way where you go into a Wegmans or Tops or Walmart and you know what you want and you got a list and you say, this is what I want. I want to make sure that I get the dairy-free, fat-free, we want to make sure you go in, you tell people what exactly you need for your particular situation and let them know. Don't be afraid. So any quick questions? I don't know, I can't see, but are there any quick questions in the chat?
Yeah, so we do have 2 questions here. First of which, can the deed be in 3 names should the property be owned jointly?
So Joanne, Pam, I'll take that one. Depending upon the program and the activity, if the deed is in multiple owners' names, all of those owners' income would be calculated. So it depends on the kind of deed situation. But as we just touched on, if it is a question specific to an address, specific to a family situation, reach out to us. We'd be happy to walk through it with you. We do have loan servicing staff members who are available from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mr. Anthony Chestnut in our office would be happy to look over what that ownership situation is and give some guidance.
Gotcha. Thank you. And she appreciates the information. Second question was with regard to the COVID assistance. You mentioned that it would be available to landlords and homeowners, but as a resident, would they be able to apply on behalf of their landlord if there's not the best relationship there?
So the resident would be, yes, able to inquire about the program. Because of property ownership, we can't really engage simply with a tenant.
Gotcha.
So the reason to engage us though is that, the tenant can connect the landlord to us, or we can call them and try to facilitate understanding.
Mhm.
Because that's really the best way to demystify, as Director Mestry said, some of the layers of the programming. So if you encounter a tenant who believes that they are income qualified and their unit could use some repair, and they believe their landlord is a mom and pop, so small, I think it's under 10 units, please, the folks that live at Sinatra Realty and Ellicott Development, don't come over here with that. We are talking mom and pop landlords, small. Reach out to 311, get connected with us, and we'll try and walk through the information with the owner.
Got you. Thank you. Great presentation from you guys. I appreciate you guys coming on. And I know the director and Nicole does as well.
Michael, thank you. And thank you, Director Mestry and Nicole, Mr. Dixon. I could go on and on. Malika, every single one, Ellen, everyone in Q, everybody in 311 and Citizen Services. You all do yeoman's work and you really keep us all connected. I can't say enough about our housing champion and Debbie Lombardo and the board of block clubs. Reverend Frank, again, I'm surprised Reverend Frank's on, but I know he is on the move. Reverend Frank is everywhere. And you all are just tremendous. We couldn't do it without you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our old timers are here, our old friends, Juaria. We're always available. We want to get this information to those who need it most. So don't hesitate. We'll talk to you soon.
Will do.
Thank you, Yvonne. Good to see Reverend Bostic, my good old friend, or my good young friend. I ain't gonna call him old. you know, but I want to bring Debbie, who is the president of the Board of Block Clubs. Debbie, I hear that you had a tremendous meeting last night. You know,
Yes,
so
we
why don't you
did.
talk a little bit about it? I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, we had a really great meeting last night. Every month it's getting bigger and bigger, and I thank each and every one of you for coming to that meeting and to all of the wonderful community-based organizations that came out to the meeting. Thank you for all the information that you gave us. It was really great. Next month, we're meeting at Delavan Grider. It is going to be active shooter training. 6 p.m. is the exact start time. So please watch all of our social media for our new flyer to come out. And great presentation today. This is information that we can share with all of our block clubs as well through our social media. And it was just really a good meeting last night. Thank you to Malika for coming last night to represent Citizen Services. She provided a wealth of information to everybody, so that was great. And we just, every month it gets better and better, and it makes me so excited inside. And just last night we had 2 new block clubs there, and they're just building by leaps and bounds. And I'm really excited about that. So pretty soon there'll be more information coming out as to when there will be bodies actually in the Board of Block Clubs office at City Hall. So watch for that and the days and times. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. It is 12:57, and as I says, we try to give you back at least 3 minutes of your day. So y'all have a great weekend. Don't forget New Hope is tomorrow. They are having a wonderful event. Come out and support them. It's a great, great group of people, and they've been working so hard to have this event tomorrow. And there's more events to come. So we'll see you then.
Do they do that active shooter training at churches real fast?
It's going to be Delavan Grider Center, September 22nd, right at 6 p.m.
Reverend Bostic, I'm going to have somebody from our office reach out to you.
Okay.
Not only to do active shooter, but we also do a SEPTEC, crime prevention through environmental design. I know you're very active, not just in your church, in that community. So Mr. Ron Dixon will make sure he reaches out to you in terms of that, and that will lead you to some other things. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys.
So there you go.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you a little later on. Take care.
Bye.
Take care. God bless.
Feel better after hours.